going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Singing the Tea. You already know I'm your host, Dustin, singer, actor Lewis. Sometimes I sing, sometimes I give you all of the reality TV tea, but it's always what you want and it's absolutely what you need. And child, we finna talk about these Real Housewives of Potomac because this episode was so freaking good. But before we dive into it, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share with the family members, share with a friend so we can grow our community over here. I'm so thankful for each and every one of y'all. But let's go ahead and dive on into Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 15. I know I missed last week. Charges to my head and not my heart, y'all. We're going to talk about 15. Let's go ahead and talk about Episode 15. Baby, this episode opened right up with Angel in the car with Tia and Kay. And she just basically letting them know she ain't too keen on the little comment that Monique made about her and her man. And child, listen, I get where she coming from a little bit because, and I'm gonna say, I don't think Monique meant it like that. I think Monique was just like, girl, he can watch them kids, them your kids too. I mean, them his kids too. Girl, he can take care of them kids while you come over here, drink, slap five, and have a good time with us. I think that's what she was just trying to say. Like, girl, like, it's okay for you to have a good time. It's okay for him to just be a dad. Like, he's their dad. Like, it's okay for him to do that. I don't think she meant anything by it. But also, too, in Angel's defense, I respect and I understand wanting to check in with your partner because she's making a change in the plans that they already had set. Like, you don't know what their nighttime routine looks like. We don't know any of that, right? Because that's their marriage. That's their partnership. We are not in their marriage. We don't know a lot about them. So I can get where she's coming from when she's like, I just want to check in with my husband because he's going to have to watch the kids that night because I'm not going to be there. Maybe he had plans. Maybe he was like, oh, she going to be here tonight. I'm going to go out with the boys. Like, we just don't know what it was. So I can respect her wanting to check in with him before making another plan. I get it. I think when it came to the Monique comment, because I don't think Monique meant it in a malicious way, I think sprinkled in with the conversation that Jazzy had with Angel that Monique wanted to have with her first, I think Angel getting all of that information prior to Monique being able to talk to her, of course it made it a little bit deeper than what it really was. So I can understand Angel's standpoint for that. So that just definitely makes the situation worse because she got information that she should not have received prior to talking to Monique on the side. So I definitely get that. So, you know, it gets back to Monique that Angel already knows what the conversation was, according to Wendy, verbatim from Jazzy. And Monique's annoyed because she was like, I told her I wanted to talk to her. Like, we profusely said, hey, girl, y'all did that big word. I ain't summed up my words too bad this go around. She let it be. Now, I said I wouldn't stumble on my words. What's the first thing I do? Stumble. Anyway, see, that's what it is. But I think had Jazzy not done that, Angel wouldn't have took it as heavy as she did. I think she still would have had like a little like, okay, girl, now hold on. But I don't think it would have been as deep as what it is now because of everything that Jazzy took back to the girl. And, you know, Bobby seems like a cool dude. Bobby seems like he would have been cool with it at the end of the day. We see him asking her like, hey girl, what do you want to do that? And she says no. So real talk, Angel, you just ain't want to go over there and hang with them girls. And that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But this is your trip. And you just got to know, sometimes when it's your trip, you got to do stuff that you don't necessarily want to do. I'm just saying. So you should have worked that whole thing out with the ladies. You really, really should have. But anywho, you know, Angel and the girls, they're on their way they're driving to get to the private jet for her to take all the girls to Aspen. And baby, listen. Some of the girls, and especially Jazelle, baby, because this was an Angel versus Jazelle episode, and it was good to me. You know, Jazelle lets it be known, I wasn't too happy with the arrangements that we had when you had us up here living on the moon, baby, because them people was too high up. You had them people living on the moon. Them people was up there where Jesus and them lived. They was next to the 12 gates of heaven. They were so high up and so far from y'all. So Jazelle wasn't happy, and you can best believe she let her doggone know it. And when I tell y'all, I ain't seen Jazelle get a girl together in a long time. Jazelle wasn't playing with her. Baby, when I tell you that this episode was so good to me. Baby, when they got on that plane, everybody getting up. It gave that New York. You remember New York when she walked in there for breakfast? Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Not you. You can choke. Baby, that's the tea it was giving Jazelle, and it was not having it when they got on that thing. And see, I knew it was going to be some mess because when I saw Jazelle and Stacey over there agreeing, I said, Angel, baby, it ain't nothing you can do. It ain't nothing you can do. The fact that Stacey and Jazelle on the same page on this one, Angel, baby, you should just sat down, took you a sip of your drink, took you a nap, and just woke up when y'all made it to Aspen. Because there wasn't nothing you can do. It wasn't nothing you gonna be able to say. Them ladies was sick of you and they was done with you in this trip. Child, I'm gonna say this though, Angel. You tried your best to apologize. Jazelle let it be known, baby, too little, too late. I don't want to hear it. I don't want nothing from you because what you should have done is you should have called and checked up on me. You should have called and checked up on these ladies. And Wendy had to give her a piece of her mind too. And I'm going to be real with you. When Wendy talks about it, I can understand why everybody's pissed off, right? Like, we don't have no water. It was hot in the house. You have not called to make sure we were good. You didn't offer to send an Uber for us to come to you to come take a shower, for us to get up out this hot house. You didn't do none of that. And to Angel's credit, she was doing some work on the back end. So she was doing some work on the back end to get the situation rectified. However, you still should have checked in on the ladies, baby. It would have cost none of y'all anything to just been like, let me check on them. And I'm going to circle back to this moment later when we talk about Wendy and Angel's feelings with the rest of the ladies. And you're going to have to start standing up in some of that. So I feel like you don't care for the ladies, and it's fine. But you should have, as a host, you should have checked on them to make sure that they were okay. We appreciate you for making sure that they got better accommodations. They don't need it no more because Jazelle put her voodoo on the whole thing. But it's good to know that you were trying to do something. But child, they were not accepting your apologies, and I'm going to be honest with you, I can kind of get where they coming from, because I know I would be hot. Babe, I've been hot as fish grease if I would have been in that house. One, it's hot. Two, the water ain't working. Baby, production this would have been my last episode. Baby, because I would have tore up all them people's stuff. You hear me? One thing I don't like to be is hot. If you know me, you know if I get hot and I get to sweating, just stop talking to me. Especially if I'm hungry, I'm annoyed. Don't talk to me. Leave me over there in my corner to just sit and be mad. Please leave me alone. Because I'm going to tear these people stuff up. And Angel, y'all was getting ready to fly in the sky. Y'all already in this tight, confined space. It ain't too much room for y'all to tussle anyway. So you should have just let Jazelle woosah calm down because it wasn't calming. That lady was hot. First of all, she was musty. Ashley go ahead and let us know she didn't get to wash her behind. Monique used oil. She don't even use deodorant. She used oil up under her arms. So I know she definitely smelling like canola oil and leftover chicken grease. So Wendy had on her red lipstick, and that's all I'm gonna keep it there. But her wig like it get musty underneath. So them women was hot. They was funky. Y'all gotta fly up to Aspen. They running into Mauricio. It stank right here because the ladies ain't got to take no shower. People is embarrassed down to the Aspen. And these people trying on hats with these musty wigs because they ain't get to take no shower. So I'm gonna be real with you. I would be upset. I would be embarrassed because first of all, me not being able to take a shower is a reflection of me. And I don't want people to think that I don't take showers. I couldn't take a shower because you ain't have no water in the house. So these people up here, this is my first time in Aspen. People think I just normally walk around musty. Absolutely not. It's not my choice. You chose for me to be musty. So I can understand them ladies being hot with you. You should have checked in. And Kay, let me tell you something about you. Kay, you a lapdog at this point because you were jumping in unnecessarily. And the way Stacey, when you was like, oh, well, just let's toast. Stacey was like, hold on, girl, what you mean? Not too much. Stacey said, I'm over here musty. And unless you're going to take one of them lemons and rub it up under my arms, please don't say nothing to me. And I can understand where Stacey's coming from. She's a QVC girl. Them women is over there classy. And you got her musty. You got to understand where the girls is coming from. So, Kay, she kind of give her apology because she felt like they should have checked in. What's the other lady named, Lord? I done got some mad. Tia apologizing too because they did not check on the ladies. And they were like, we're going to toast to Jazelle, child. We're not toasting you, Angel. We done with you. Get us up here in the sky so we can get to Aspen because we done. And I'm going to say this. I felt for Angel. I did feel bad for her because they was coming at her a lot. They really, really were. So, child, you know, hold on, I lost some place in my nose. I feel bad, Angel. Okay, cool. So, long story short, you know, we make it up to Aspen, right? So they make it to Aspen. And, wait, I just saw it in my nose. When Stacey was telling that story about her eating her contacts, baby, Stacey was hungry. That lady was hungry. You didn't feel that? Because I feel like contacts, they just got a little like, it ain't gristle. What's the word I'm looking for? A rubbery texture. I just thought it'll be eating a glove or something. Yes, it got a little rubbery texture. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. It got a little rubbery texture. So I can understand. I don't know how you didn't know you wasn't eating a contact, but we're gonna move on because I'm just starting here. I'm new here. I don't want myself to be, yeah. So we're gonna move on before I get myself into some trouble. Now, you know, they make it to dinner. And I will say this, Angel was very, very apologetic. You know, she lets them know, I know y'all don't want to hear, but I have to apologize to y'all. And Angel, I commend you for that because you saw where you could have done something different in that moment. You owned it, you apologized to the ladies, and you were trying to move forward. So I think that that's a great thing. And it was nice. It was nice of her to do that. Now, Monique asked Jazzy, she's like, hey, Jazzy, did you tell Angel about the conversation that we had? And Jazzy's like, oh yeah, I did. And she was like, well, why? And Jazzy was like, well, you know, I was concerned from her. You know, she's a friend of mine. I was concerned. Now, here's the thing, Jazzy. And you know, wait, let me talk about Monique first. Monique explained the situation very well. She explains like, hey, it wasn't about him. It wasn't about your marriage. I just saw in you in that moment things that I used to do. I'm going to be real, Monique. You probably felt a little trigger. You probably felt like some of those residuals, right? And you were like, oh, wait, let me make sure the girl is good. But Monique, I'm going to say this. That's Angel's life. Angel is not Monique. Monique is not Angel. There might be some similarities, but it could be something that is totally different from your situation. So don't put that on her. If she says that she's fine, all you can do is just accept it. Maybe she is going through something that you went through. Maybe she's not. But if she likes it, we gotta love it. We gotta respect it, and we gotta move on from it. Good intentions just wasn't needed. Like, I get where you're coming from. It just wasn't necessarily needed because I don't think that that's necessarily, I don't know, but I don't think that's what she's going through. But to Angel's point, we just don't know enough about her marriage to make a judgment on it either way. We really don't. Bobby seems like a cool guy, but like I said, we just simply truly do not know. But I do think that Monique meant well. I'm gonna ask y'all this question. Is it bad for people to say, hey, are you watching your kids? I don't have kids. I've heard people say that. I've heard some people say they have an issue with that. I get what people are saying. They're your kids. You're not watching your kids. But I don't know. I just feel like it's just easy for somebody to be like, hey, I'm going to run to the store. You watch your kids while I run to the store. I think that's just more so like letting the person know like, hey, I'm not in the house. So you need to make sure that you're present in here with the kids because I'm not here. Or like, so you can know, because it could be a situation. It's like, they're like, hey, go ask your mama. Well, hey, my mama not here. Oh, snap, I didn't know that. You know, so it's just kind of one of those situations. That's kind of how I took it. I don't know. I don't have kids. Parents, comment below. Let me know how y'all feel about that. But yeah. But like I said, at the end of the day, that's Angel's situation. Y'all just gonna have to let the girl figure it out on her own. Back to Jazzy. Wendy made a great point. Wendy lets it be known, Jazzy, when you meet Monique, when all of us was in the car having that conversation, Monique made it abundantly clear that she wanted to have that conversation with Angel. Why did you decide to take it back to her? And he said, well, you know, me and Angel are really, really good friends. And Monique was like, since when? When did you and her become good friends? Because that's news to me. That's news to the group. And I do think that y'all's friendship is kind of, I'm not going to say that y'all had an issue, because it seems like y'all were cool, like on the background, because you brought up something to her on the side before, too. I'm not understanding where it's kind of coming from. Like, especially if the girl said that she was going to talk to her, there was no point in you doing that. It was just messy. Like, you just was doing too much, to be real, Jazzy. Like, it was not cool. So, when they're talking about their friendship, and Jazzy's talking about, so, well, we was real cool. Like, I was supposed to be in the house with her, but she chose Tia instead. Like, Tia was like the backup or something like that. Jazzy, this is like the second or third time that you've thrown shade at Tia, unwarranted, because the lady ain't did nothing to you. The lady has not done anything to you, period. She honestly is one of the coolest people on the show. And Jazzy, it seems like you're looking for a moment, and it doesn't make sense. Angel could be cool with her. Angel can be cool with you. But at the end of the day, Angel chose for her to be in her house and not you, Jazzy. And you saying that, oh, well, she was an alternate. She was a backup. Backup to what? Actually, you're the backup because you're not even there, girl. You're not even in the house. Like, you weren't chosen to be in the house with them. So how can you call this girl a backup? She clearly saw something in her to have her in her house. So, Jazzy, it ain't, you doing way too much with that. Like, that shade was so unnecessary when it came to Tia. Like, it really was. It was unnecessary. It was unwarranted. And, like, I'm with Tia. Like, girl, where is that coming from? Default. She called it default. Like, it was real unnecessary, and it was weird. It just was weird, and it wasn't cool. And I'm gonna say this, because, Angel was trying to explain, well, if I had the room, all three of them would have been in the house. Talking about Kay, Angel, and Tia, all of them. No, Kay, Jazzy, and Tia would have been in Angel's house. And she was saying that, if I would have had the space, but I didn't have the space, so I could only have two of them. And, she just chose, but, Jazzy was supposed to be there. And Jazzy's like, we and Angel, we talk all the time. We were talking about this, me being in her house, boot, all of that. Listen, Angel. And I'm with Wendy on this again. Angel, you tried to backpedal out of a lot of this stuff. And, mama, you just going to have to stand 10 toes down in it. And it's just going back to the whole situation of you checking on the ladies in the house. Angel, it's okay for you to be like, I ain't rocking with y'all like that. I'm going to be real with you. I ain't check on you because I don't like you. I did make sure y'all had some running water. I did reach out to people. I did try to fix it on the back end. But I ain't check on you because I ain't care enough about you. And that would have been okay. So with Wendy on that, just like you, if you friends with these two ladies, say, hey, girl, I'm cooler with them two to be real. Now, Jazzy, me and you, we forged a friendship. But I am cooler with these two women. It's okay for you to say that. It's okay. It's okay for you to be the villain in somebody else's story, girl. It is okay. But don't feel like you got to diminish your light to sit up here and be cool with some other people. Don't feel like you got to do that. And Angel, that's what some of the angst is coming in at you. Now, I'm going to say this when it comes to Angel. I do feel for her when she broke down and she was just like, I'm being my authentic self with these ladies and they just aren't feeling it. And she broke down. You can clearly tell, like, the woman's just like, I don't know what else to do. She's at her wit's end with the situation because she doesn't know what to do. And Angel, I'm going to say this to you, girl. I'm going to say this to you, Angel. Angel, you are sitting up here trying to make a bunch of people like you who have less than you. And that's no shade. That's no shade. But Angel, you got the lifestyle that a lot of these people on this show want to have. Pay them dust. You got it. They want to have it. But you actually got it, girl. Pay them dust. Like, girl, trying to make them like you, trying to be cool with these ladies, girl, please. You the head girl in charge. I mean, you not, but you the head girl in charge when it comes to some of the stuff, some of it. So you really, you ain't even got to worry about them like that, girl. Like, just have them just step to the side. You cool. But I think a lot of that issue is, too, it's the way that you and Kay prepared your first season for this show. I think that you got with the wrong crew. I think that you got with the wrong girls. I think that, I don't know what you and Kay's plan was for this season, but it really is backfiring on you. But I will say I did feel bad when I saw you break down because you are getting a lot of heat from these ladies. You truly are. And I do think that Monique gave you some great advice. She gave you some great advice. So, yeah. So, girl, yeah, just, you good. Take a deep breath. Don't care about what these ladies got going on and move on. One thing I did notice and I wanted to point out is when it was Stacey, Ashley, Monique, and Jazelle, I think they were like locked arms and they were walking. I thought that was a really cute scene. Like, it was nice to see Stacey and Ashley get back on a better path, right? Like, I really like that. Now, the ladies were shopping and we see Angel and Kay have a side conversation. And Kay just doesn't like the way that the ladies are treating Angel. And she just feels bad for her. And just going back to it again, Angel, you just gotta pick up your pieces, girl, and just move on. It ain't nothing you can do. They gonna like you or they not gonna like you. It ain't nothing you can do. Don't let them get under your skin. We already talked about that. Ashley and this bartender. I wore this pink for Ashley. Now, Ashley, you had to dust off your bartender boots and make some drinks for the girls. It didn't look that good, but you seemed like you did a good job. You had a fun time. You said you used to be a high-end bartender. Angel said you was a bottle girl, but that could be high-end. For you to buy a bottle, that is high-end at some places, because some places you can get... Anyway, yes, high-end. That's what she met her ex-husband. Real rich men. That's what she like. Go off, Miss Ashley, and we here for it. But yeah, you wanted to make these drinks, Ashley. Ashley, let me tell you this about you. If you want to be a part of the legitimate choir, you just go and be that. But stop trying to force your lower region on everybody. Please. Every time we turn around, you were trying to push that funky cat on somebody. Please stop. Every time we turn around, it's something with you. You want to be legitimate choir? Be legitimate choir, baby. The doors is open. You ain't even got to fill out no application. We welcoming you in with open arms. But you gonna have to stop all this, please. For you doing too much with your box. Please stop. In more ways than one, because we're gonna talk about that at the end of this thing too. Here, now, baby, when everybody was talking about what they bought, did y'all catch that shade when Stacey? And I think the producers did this on purpose. When Wendy was talking about what she bought for her daughter because her baby's birthday is coming up, and she was like, I'm rich, and we have rich kids, so we bought this, and Stacey face was, nah, Wendy, put it back. We can't afford that right now, Wendy. We possibly allegedly got a lot of things going on. We allegedly have things going on, Wendy, that we need to take care of first before we buy a couple $100 earrings. I'm just saying, allegedly. But Stacey said, let me tell y'all something. I'm rich and I'm going to stay rich. I ain't buying nothing about this store. Stacey said, baby, we can get these hats from Amazon for $15. Y'all up here spending a stack on a hat that's engraved? Baby, what's that at the outlet malls they be having? Hat rack? Hat shop or whatever? Baby, you can go get you a good hat over there engraved with whatever you want to get it engraved with. Max $50. You can go over there and get you a $50 hat, baby. They'll put everything, baby, every letter in there. They'll put it on there for you. Y'all are spending too much money on these hats. And the turquoise, $1,000 turquoise belt, $1,500 turquoise knife. Girl, you don't even cut nothing with that. It's too expensive. Baby, that knife is too expensive to slice through meat and stuff. Absolutely not. No, ma'am. We do not need that. But it was a cute scene. And it was nice to see the ladies talk about their, finances. It was nice. And we could see the levels of the people, We saw some girls spend about $2,500. We saw some girls spending $25. We saw some girls order tap water. We saw all of that. And it was nice to see. Now, when we saw Mauricio fine self come on in the scene, I said, I already know, here we go, baby. Ashley finna rev her engine, and she finna go over there and try to pounce her hot box over there on the man. Ashley, calm down. Stacey was over there. Stacey said, listen, I got a man, but if I didn't have one, I'd be over there trying to get that man number. Stacey, you all right with me? Because he's a good-looking man. But I do agree with Jazelle. It's a little too close for comfort. Like, yes, y'all not on the same franchise, but y'all are still under the same umbrella. And like Tia said, baby, there are plenty of men out here in this world. We ain't got to keep recycling the same ones. I'm with you on that, Tia, baby. Find you somebody else. Y'all ain't need to go through Mauricio again. He fine, but y'all could have found y'all somebody else. Now, child, at the end of this thing, this is where this is where Angel and Jazelle clash again. Angel, stand up, girl. Please stand up. Fight for your right to party, girl. Because Jazelle said, listen, this what we doing. We got us a little suite. Y'all can come on down. We can have us a little slumber party. Angel said she's open to coming. She said, we're going to have dinner tonight. We're going to do brunch tomorrow. And we're possibly going to leave after that. And Angel said, well, hold on. We need to check because I have some stuff on my schedule that I don't want us to do because we need to be up early. Jazelle said, again, we got brunch in the morning. And if we decide to leave, that's what it's going to be. Jazelle had to put her foot down. Now, Angel, when Jazelle said we're going to let the ladies decide, what you should have said, we ain't decide nothing. This is my trip. You in my state. We're going to do what I asked y'all to do, which is going to be stick to my schedule. Now, if you want to decide that you want to go over there and eat brunch by yourself, then that's what you're going to do. But the rest of these ladies, they're going to get in line with me. That's what you should have said, Angel. But you ain't there yet. It takes time to get there. And you going to, maybe, if they get you for another season, maybe. I hope they do actually bring Angel back for another season. I think a second season will be good for her. For her to kind of relax, find her footing. Another season be good for her. But y'all, that's what the episode ended. I thought it was a fabulous, great episode. I really, really enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, comment, like, subscribe, share with the family members, share with the friends so we can grow our community. But until next time, y'all have a good one, everybody.